coming out of these sessions. Speaking of the sessions, let's go ahead and get started. We're at the top of the hour. Again, thank you all so very much for being here for our Friday session of the April ILCA 5-Day Challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I'm your humble hostess for this evening. Now, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is being used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 6 years, he dedicated his life to learning about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share his information with the masses, and he did this by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Almost thinking crypto talk. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 5-day challenge. Thank you, Ms. Casa, for that introduction as our hostess. You guys have made it. This is the last day of the 5-day challenge. You made it through all week. We hope you've learned something new. We hope you have gained some knowledge and experience from this, have a little bit of better understanding of what cryptocurrency and blockchain is all about, as half of our focus has really been on the Bitcoin halving that just took place. We have one more lesson we're going to do tonight that's about Bitcoin halving's impact on decentralized finance. And I have an entire course about decentralized finance because that's the future. If you look at all of the big industries today and institutions, in fact, you got BlackRock leading the way, touting the importance and future of decentralized finance, and some of the major projects that we're even involved in on our earnings side with our ILCA Elite is all about decentralization as well. So you need to know, how is this DeFi going to impact, or this Bitcoin halving going to impact the DeFi? Also tonight, we've got a special guest panelist that I'm going to bring up, and then we're going to talk about at the end, for those of you that want to further your crypto knowledge and crypto education, we're going to show you exactly how to do that. See, this is just the beginning. This is just opening the door and giving you an opportunity to peek inside to see what we do, what this is all about, and extend an invitation if you choose to say, yeah, I need to know more about this. What I will say is that whether you like it or not, this is the world we're going to be moving into. So you still have an opportunity to learn about this before it's forced upon the masses. So let's go ahead and get started tonight. Tonight, our guest panelist is a young lady I have a lot of respect for, not only because she's my little cousin, but in her own right. She is a woman that is very, very hungry for knowledge and taking that knowledge and wanting to apply it and learn. There's not that many people that I have seen over the last few years that has had the thirst for knowledge and wanting to get better than this young lady has, not only for herself, but for her family. In fact, I kind of tried to discourage her in the early days because most of my family members haven't really shown a keen interest in this field. Maybe a token interest at best, and then they get bored and they move on. And I thought that she was going to be no different than my other cousins. And the opposite took place. You couldn't shake her off. She not only wanted to learn more, but she stepped up and said, I want to help to lead the way as well. She is an integral part of our ILCA community. She's the backbone of the ILCA Foundation as my executive assistant as well. She's made money in this space. She's made moves on her own. Her family's involved as well. You see her lovely mother, Janelle, is here as well, who I've named a token out of, the dog with hat, where she was able to flip 40 bucks into more than $200 independently when I didn't even know it was taking place. She did it all on her own. And so I want to congratulate Marnita, her family, and I want to bring her up to share with you guys her story. So Marnita, if you can, what I'd love for you to do is to share with everybody why you decided to learn about this Bitcoin crypto stuff, and how has this education this community, what that means to you, and where do you see this going in the future?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so very much. First of all, let me give it back to you, Mr. Ivy. Even though he is my big cousin, let me tell you, when you're dealing with family, you don't really listen as much as you should. And that's how I was when I first started, when we first started working together. But over time, Brandon, Mr. Ivy, became one of my best friends. He became a guide, he became a light in darkness. And he showed me how to do for myself everything that I thought I needed somebody else to do for me. And it wasn't just me. I watched him do this for countless people, different races, different economic backgrounds, different thought processes. And I wanted to be just like that when I grew up, right? Like when you're younger, you feel like, I want to make a difference. I want to do something. But then as you get older, life kind of takes that away from you. So when I hooked up with Brandon, and we started teaching people, we started doing these courses, we started doing these sessions with everybody. And the more I was there, the more I wanted to show that I could be of value, that I could help the cause, the movement that he was creating, that I could help make that bigger. So to you, Mr. Ivy, thank you for helping me find a purpose, because without it, I was lost. So I want to give that back to you. Okay, you guys. So hello, I'm Marnita. I'm kind of nervous. It's been a while. Like it's been maybe about 3 months since I've been here in the hot seat. So it kind of feels like it's new again. So bear with me. I am the executive assistant to the wonderful Ivy League Crypto Academy. And he is absolutely right. I am very, very passionate about what we do here. Why did I choose cryptocurrency and blockchain technology? Because it has me twiddling my hands like this. It has me wanting to jump out of my seat and scream to the world, learn about Bitcoin. Nothing has ever done that for me, right? Where I grew up in San Diego, California, but not in the part that you guys see on TV, right? The area that I grew up, I didn't grow up in like a lot of poverty or anything like that, but I did grow up in an area where people were struggling, where struggle was the way of life, not oh yeah, I'm going to go to work and come home and pay my bills. No, it was, man, I can't find a job, this welfare office keeps hounding me for my paperwork, and I can't seem to make any moves. So that's the kind of environment that I grew up in, and within that environment I saw so much potential. There was so much potential and intelligence and fire and wanting and innovation, okay? But there was no outlet. There was no way for them to know how to be able to foster that energy, that creativity, and then be able to capitalize on it, because that's not what we're I'm sorry. I get excited. I accidentally hit my keyboard and muted myself. I'm sorry, you guys. So when I ran into blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, oh man, it was like the answer to all the problems my neighborhood was having was right there. Let me tell you, we had a speaker up here, Mr. James R. Davis, okay? And he had made a powerful point. That man said that in the hood right now, today, their savior is at the gas station. Their savior is right there at the grocery store. And you know what that savior is? A Bitcoin machine, a Bitcoin ATM machine. And I was, yes, because it's a fact. And for me, I love my people. I love my people. I see them and I see the future, but I also see everything that hinders us. And the lack of education is one of our biggest troubles. But it's not just my people, it's people who are impoverished. It's people who were never taught the true meaning of money. It was people that have never been taught that, yes, you can own your own business. You don't have to work for somebody else. You can make it. You can become a billionaire. None of us were ever told that, but cryptocurrency, it tells us that. In fact, it demands us to take action on what it's providing. And for me, Mr. Ivey didn't lie. I hunger for information. You know, I feel like one of our greatest blessings as human beings is the ability to evolve, to become whatever it is we want. We just have to want it bad enough to go through getting hit upside the head, to go through being embarrassed, to go through not liking who we are and then rebuilding ourselves. So a lot of us don't take the time to do that, but it's here. So for me, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology provided the gateway for freedom for not only my people, but for anybody else who wanted it, okay? Why did I decide to go with ILCA? Because they were giving it away. Like we're doing now. You understand. There are people out there, and Mr. Ivey brings it up, and every time I hear him, I shake my damn head. Excuse me. I shake my head because he talks about there are people with this knowledge, with the ability to teach others. I like each one of us go out there and teach three, right? They have the ability to do this, the money, the resources to take this on the road and go out and tell people, do free Bitcoin boot camps like Mr. Ivey was doing. But these people aren't doing that. They're out there charging $1,000 a month for this information, knowing that most of the people who need it the most can't afford that. And it makes me so mad. So when I see what Mr. Ivey is doing, what Prelvis Lofties is doing, what Mr. Herschel Crow is doing, Mr. Kenny Taylor is here doing, Carla Arrigo, Miss Patty Geist, Joyce Easley is out here doing, that gives me fire. That gives me fire. You guys want to know why I'm out there going live, putting my big booty on camera? It's because I need to set myself on fire. People need to come and get warm over here. And how are they getting warm? By getting educated. Okay? So you guys see, I am very passionate about this. I have seen with my own two eyes, people tell their job deuces. Okay? The woman I was 4 years ago, I was overweight. I was depressed. I didn't know where I was going. I had just lost my dream business. I didn't know what I was going to do. If you were to ask me, I would be sitting in that room playing video games, gaining more weight. But not now. Not now. Now I'm out there pumping iron, right? I'm talking about crypto. I'm getting scared trading. I'm trying to do the charts and everything on our inner circle crypto talk. This is stuff 4 years ago. I would have been like, who, me? But now I'm like, let's do it. I'm ready. And not just ready to do it for myself, but ready to help anybody else do it that they want. So with that being said, I'm not going to go on forever because my heart is beating fast, babies, because I love you guys. But what I will do is say this. I have two things to leave you with, okay? That has saved my life in this journey to greatness, because that's what we are all on, a journey to greatness, okay? A number one, stay in your own lane. Let me tell you something. You don't know what anybody is going through, baby. You don't know what kind of hangups, heartaches, headaches, pain, pride, right? Anybody is going through. So do not compare yourself to others and don't compare others to you, baby. This is a lesson I had to learn. I am used to being top of the class, Miss Know-It-All. You can't tell me nothing. I came into this class, started learning about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and I was back at kindergarten. I had a dunce cap on because I didn't know a damn thing. But because I focused on my own journey, because when I looked at others' journey, I compared myself a little bit, but I didn't say, oh, you don't do as good. I said, girl, you better get up to that level. If you don't like them up there or like that person ahead of you, get up on that level. But even still, that hurt me. So I'm saying, stay in your own lane, babies. Take your time. You don't got to know everything right now. If Mr. Ivy would tell you some of the questions that I asked, you guys would be like, nuh-uh, Marnita. Look. So stay in your own lane, babies. It's all in your time. We ain't going nowhere, and neither are you. So take your time with this. It's all right. All right. The second one is please have the correct expectations. All right. Once again, I am a know-it-all and a teacher's pet and all that good stuff, overachiever, until I came into the cryptocurrency blockchain space. Now I have no idea what's going on most of the time. Okay. So expect that. Don't expect to come in here and in 2 weeks you're trading for $1 million. Baby, bye. Okay. You need to come in here expecting not to know a darn thing for a good 6 months. I can promise you, you're going to have to hear about wallets over and over again. You're going to have to hear about security over and over again. You're going to lose money over and over again. You're going to get into scams over and over again. All of that stuff is going to happen. That's what I want you to expect. I want you to expect to fall flat on your face and then expect for nobody to help you get up but you and your desire to evolve, right? Get up, knock the knees off, hit me up, hit up Prelvis, hit up Herschel, hit up Joyce, hit up Patty, Kenny, and say, hey, I need help. I just fell flat on my damn face and I feel like running away. And I need one of you guys to be my accountability partner. That's what you have here. Accountability partners. If we see you falling off, we're going to call you out. So expect to be serious about your education. Expect to fall flat on your face, but also expect to be loved and cared for and helped. All right. So with that, I love you guys so very much. If you guys need anything at all, I am the administrative assistant and I am always here. Back to you, Mr. Ivy.
Well, thank you, Ms. Casa. But I'm missing somebody. I thought you were going to have a special guest today.
Let me tell you, he got in trouble because he was supposed to be sitting here listening in for at least 15 minutes on every day so he could be here. He didn't want to get his hair cut and he wanted to watch anime. So he can be here next month.
Tell him Brandon was looking for you. So tell him next time, I better expect to see him doing what he's supposed to be doing. All right, King Keon, know you in the back there. All right, thank you, Miss Casa. Everybody, thank you, Miss Casa, for sharing her story. And she is right. She was hungry, but hard-headed at the same time. And I know a lot of you guys think that she might have, a leg up because she's my cousin and that I might spend extra time with her and give her extra information. And that's not actually the case. She gets the same treatment as everybody else, and I treat her. And sometimes she wants that special treatment. But I can tell her something, and she's the last person that will. She hears it, but she still wants to do it her way. And then I say, you know what? I gotta do you the same way my mentors did me. Said, go ahead, do it your way. And then when that doesn't work, then come on back and do it the way that I was showing you. So what you see, what she has is what she has done herself. She stands on her own 2 feet. What she's built herself. I have not, given that extra push because that handicaps her. That's not going to benefit her. So if anything, I'm harder on her than I am for everybody else, because as opposed to being my family, I'm also thinking about legacy. And I need her to be able to do this stuff without me. So no, she don't get that special stuff. If she wants it, but that don't happen. So I'm proud of what she's accomplished. Right now, looking at on the Get Fit side, she's the second fastest growing group behind Herschel. Herschel's number 1 and she's number 2. So she made that happen. This is not a binary. People, oh, well, Vara, she got one whole leg of Brandon. That's not the case here. She had to do it herself. So congratulations, Ms. Casa, on your accomplishments. And I want to give another shout out to your mom, Janelle. Congratulations for Janelle on all her accomplishments and everything that she's doing and rising as well. Janelle, I got to see that Olympian. I want to make her on a banner and also get to the point, make her a video, because Marnita's not the only one out there working out and moving. Somebody's taking those pictures in the video, and that's Janelle. She's out there doing all the movements also. And every morning she's working out too. So, all right, everybody, let's get into our lesson for tonight. And that is about, where'd it go? Well, there it is. We are still going to talk about the Bitcoin halving. So let me get this set up and share screen. This lesson isn't actually that long at all. So this might be a short night, depending on your guys' questions. We have done this lesson before. We did this last month, where the whole month was about the Bitcoin halving every night. All right, there we go. Share screen. Okay, put that over there so I can see. All right, Bitcoin halving's impact on decentralized finance, or we say DeFi for short. So make sure that you're familiar with these terms: centralized finance, decentralized finance. Right now, we operate in a world that's built around centralized finance. So DeFi is something that's brand new. So Bitcoin halving matters to the future of DeFi. The Bitcoin mining reward rate gets cut in half every 4 years, but this seemingly simple event carries with it deeply felt implications for the future of DeFi. In the ever-evolving landscape of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, few events hold as much significance as the Bitcoin halving. This landmark event occurs approximately every 4 years, or at every 210,000 blocks, and serves as a fundamental mechanism that cuts in half the rewards paid to Bitcoin miners. So we've covered that the last 2 days. The first halving event happened in November 2012, when block rewards fell from 50 Bitcoin per block to 25 Bitcoin. The upcoming halving is anticipated for some point in mid-April 2024, during which the rewards block will fall to 3.125 Bitcoin. Beyond its immediate impact on Bitcoin supply dynamics, the halving event reverberates throughout the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, including the realm of decentralized finance. Apart from its direct effect on Bitcoin supply dynamics, the halving event sends ripples throughout the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, including the realm of decentralized finance. Several experts in the DeFi space, including market analysts and Bitcoin-related business executives, believe this event can significantly impact the community. Another thing I love to teach guys, especially when I'm doing crypto talks and I read information, I don't just read to read. We read to understand. And a lot of the reading is reading in between the lines on certain things, and when adjectives are used. We're not talking about a moderate impact. We're not talking about a soft impact. We're not talking about a relative impact. We're talking about a significant impact on the community. The philosophy of DeFi aims to democratize access to financial services by using blockchain technology to create open, permissionless, and trustless financial systems. That one sentence, there's a lot to unpack. I could speak in an entire afternoon just on that sentence. And let me break it down in layman's terms. Look at some of the words here. Democratize. Do we understand what that term means? We live in a democracy, and most people don't even understand what democracy means. I mean, some of us, since we're born into it, we kind of take it for advantage. Whereas other parts of the world, they don't have democracy. They would yearn for democracy, the ability of having equal representation, not a monarchy, not a fascist system, not authoritarianism, not even egalitarianism or what's the term for theocracy? Not even a theocracy, but a democracy. Democratize access to financial services. When you don't have a democracy, democratizing finances, only a small group of individuals have access to financial services. And if you want to be able to build wealth that you can pass down from family, from generation to generation, what happens if you don't have access to it? You're locked out of the system. This is why Bill Gates said in 2014 that Bitcoin is freedom. Freedom. You might think slavery ended. Slavery never ended. It just transformed. It changed. So now it doesn't matter the color of your skin, but what matters is your socioeconomic class to determine whether you're a slave or not. What matters is the industry that you have chosen to bring money into your household. People think, well, maybe the jail system is another form of slavery. Yes. But I'm talking about the slavery that you don't even realize, that you don't even see. 9-to-5 job system is set up this way, where you are only making enough money so that you don't, so that they don't, well, they pay you enough so that you don't quit, and you work just hard enough so you don't get fired. You know, that's the difference. But you're living paycheck to paycheck. And you think, well, I'm free Friday. Today's Friday, right? What's that term? TGIF? Thank God it's Friday. I can go home. I can do what I want on the weekend. You work all week waiting for Friday. And you might think I can do whatever I want. The government is like, the government doesn't care that you're leaving the plantation because they know you don't have enough resources to really leave the plantation. And you might be able to run free for a couple of days, but they know exactly where you're going to be at 8 a.m. on Monday morning in that cubicle. So it's like having a dog without a leash, but the dog is programmed to know where it's going to be in a couple of days, and they're not worried about that. So it's a chainless slavery, democracy, by using blockchain technology. So this is new technology that the world has never seen before, to create open, permissionless. One of my biggest things about freedom is that I don't have to ask anybody for permission to do anything. I'm a grown ass man. I should be able to do what I want, whatever I want. I only answer to 3 people: God, my wife, and sometimes my mom. Because she don't care how old I am. She'll get on me. But outside of that, I don't answer to nobody. And anytime I feel that I'm in that position, oh, it bothers me like no other. I broke my chains back in 2012. I'm never going back. So permissionless and trustless financial systems. You know, I was watching the news earlier, and this is the political season. And they've got people going around asking Biden supporters and Trump supporters about the whole thing of trust and what's news and what's fact and what is not a fact. And a lot of people are saying, we don't know who to trust. We turn on one channel, we're going to hear one thing. We turn on another channel, we're going to hear another thing. We're going to listen to one politician, they say one thing. The other politician says something completely different, and they both say the other one's lying. Who do we trust? Can we trust the government? We did that in 2008 happened. But what if there was a system where you don't need to trust any individual? All you need to do is trust math. 2 + 2 will always be 4. Doesn't matter your opinion on it. Well, I don't know. Is that too straight or gay? Well, I don't know. Is that too a Christian or a Muslim? Well, I don't know. Is that too believe in the First Amendment right, Second Amendment right to carry arms or not? I mean, none of that matters. Math is math in any language. So having a system that you can trust, being the pioneering cryptocurrency, Bitcoin plays a crucial role in shaping the ethos and infrastructure of DeFi. As such, any event that impacts Bitcoin's supply and market dynamics inevitably influences the trajectory of DeFi, boosting the market. Market analysts Grzegorz Droz, I never was able to say his name right, suggests that the halving could increase Bitcoin's value and strengthen the overall crypto market. He believes that an increase in Bitcoin's value could attract more investment into DeFi platforms and projects, hence increasing their growth and adoption. So the DeFi space is still brand new. It's in its infancy. It's still getting itself off the ground. It's like the internet in the 90s when people didn't believe in it, made fun of it, didn't understand it. Nobody knew how to create a website. People say, I don't need to use it. I saw an image the other day and I posted it on my Facebook where it showed a guy standing at a table, and on that table there was a calculator, there was a TV, there was a radio, there was post-it notes, there was a typing machine, there was all the video camera recorder, there were all these gadgets. And I remember I had all that stuff in the 90s. There was a Walkman, a CD player, though, all that stuff. And then he said that was the 90s. And today, on the other table, all of that stuff is right here. With this one little device, I have access to every song that has ever been created with this device. I have access to TV, streaming services, movies, the news, and multiple different news sources. You know, not just the LA Times, if you're in LA. I have access to anything going on in space and NASA. I actually have access. Do you know around the world there are public cameras that are set up 24/7 in all the biggest public hotspots and tourist spots in the world? And there's websites you can go to and you can look at every single one. If I want to see what's going on at the Eiffel Tower right now, I can look at it. I have access to all of the world's museums and libraries. If I want to know something at any given time, I'm just clicks away. You know what? I'm not even clicks away. All I have to do is say, hey, Siri. I have a no, Siri, I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's all good.
Look at that. You know, when I saw Back to the Future 2 and Marty McFly's son, when he got home, this is one of those things that you see as a kid that sticks to you as an adult. This happened to me. That was Back to the Future 2 came out in what, 1986? I think something like that, 87, 84, 80, maybe 86. And I was like 9, 10 years old. And when Marty McFly's son got home and he sat down in an easy chair, and I was like, wow, my grandpa's got a chair like that. And he turned on the flat, it was a flat screen TV. We didn't have those yet, but it was a big flat screen on the wall, like you're at the movie theater. And he said channel 12, 13, 56, 74, and like 6 different channels pulled up. And he was watching multiple things at the same time. My little 10-year-old brain went like this. From that, my earliest memory of that, I just remember Jaws 3D, hoverboards, and that multi-channel TV. And I remember saying to myself, when I get big, I'm getting that. Now, if you look at my setup, I look like Starship Enterprise. You know, I've got right in front of me right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens in front of me right now. This is just my workstation. And then my relaxation, I have a big 72-inch TV and then another 55-inch next to it. So I can play games and watch the news. I can watch the NBA game and watch movies at the same always. And then I've got it set up where I can watch 4 channels at the same time. So when that went down when Iran attacked Israel, I had on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then my last 9. I had 9 different news stations up at the same time in front of my face. Just little things like that. Technology has changed so dramatically in just our lifetime. Where do you think it's going to be in just the next 10 years? Have any of you guys watched that series yet, The 3-Body Problem? Because I keep referencing something and I don't want to give spoiler alerts. But there's a scene. This is not a spoiler alert to say this, but they just said, how long did it take for humanity to go from cavemen to hunter-gatherer to agriculture? How many centuries or millennium? How long did it take to go from that to creating cities and societies? How long did it take to go from that, from the railroad to to a car, or the horse to the car to the airplane, airplane to walking on the moon, to having computers in everybody's home? And if you notice, all these big leaps in advancement in human society is getting shorter and shorter in the time. Do you realize today a 6-year-old kid is exposed to more information in 1 year than an adult in 1920 in an entire, I'm sorry, it's exposed to more information in 1 day than an entire adult in an entire year 100 years ago? A 6-year-old. Because 6-year-olds, parents are using these as their babysitters. 6-year-olds got these things in their hand. Kids know how to swipe before they know how to talk. Access to, it's almost information overload, but our brains can handle it. So now if it's speeding up that fast, where is technology going to be in just the next 10 years? It's insane how fast things are going. At its core, the philosophy of DeFi aims to democratize access to financial services by leveraging blockchain technology to create open, permissionless, and trustless financial systems. Being the pioneering cryptocurrency, Bitcoin plays a pivotal role in shaping the ethos and infrastructure of DeFi. Therefore, any event affecting Bitcoin's supply and market dynamics inevitably influences the trajectory of DeFi. Drawd said, as Bitcoin is a vital part of the DeFi ecosystem, an increase in its value could attract more investment into DeFi platforms and projects, increasing their growth and adoption. The fluctuating price and decentralization test. Historically, increased Bitcoin scarcity has led to a price appreciation for the cryptocurrency. So we witnessed this even before the halving. The Bitcoin ETFs came online. And what happened? BlackRock and others started buying up all the Bitcoin on the market. Do you realize they stopped the last couple of days? So we need to be watching very closely what they're doing. They are now in a position to manipulate the market, especially with the Bitcoin halving that's taken place. So BlackRock and others have created a shortage of available Bitcoin on the market unnaturally. which caused the price to spike up and reach a new all-time high. But by programming, the Bitcoin halving is designed to increase Bitcoin's value automatically. So now that that's taken place as well, we have a double impact, a double effect. So now I'm watching very closely. What is BlackRock's next move? What are they about to do? And we need to pay close attention to that. And we do in our inner circle. So I can't wait when we see inner circle, whatever new news comes out, and see what they're doing next will let us know what direction we might want to start to pay attention in too. So the reduced rate of Bitcoin issuance may also affect its availability on decentralized exchanges and lending platforms, where it often serves as collateral for various financial activities. So that, in other words, they already projected at the current rate, we will have a real shortage problem in the next 6 months. And because of that squeeze, the value is going to skyrocket. You know, people will remember the days when Bitcoin was 50 Bitcoin per block closing back in 2012. But now it's getting very, very scarce. You know what's scarce? You know what I have, and I don't know why I've been thinking about this all week. I have a craving for these Hostess cherry pies. You guys remember the Hostess pies? They come in the little packages in the stores. They had cherry, apple. I hated the lemon. I didn't even like the apple that much. But the cherry ones, they have blueberries, but they don't make them the same as they used to today. They're available today. It doesn't taste the same. It's processed differently. But the ones 15 years ago, oh, and I was searching through Amazon, searching to find those exact ones. And I even went as far as contacting Hostess, and they said they're never coming back. You know, they because of inflation and whatever, they changed the ingredients, they changed how they're being made, and you'll never find those again. Gone in time. There was another childhood treat that I used to get stuck on. How many of you guys used to know Easter? And there was called these Bragg's Easter eggs with marshmallow in the middle, with the candy coating around it. And as a kid, we used to have Easter egg hunts with all of our cousins. And we continued that tradition with our children. So my grandma, I remember my very first one, my great grandma, mine and Marnita's great grandmother. And we would go over her house and all of her grandkids and great grandkids. And I remember finding the eggs, and inside of the plastic eggs was those special ones. And I only got maybe 2 or 3 a year. And every year I waited for that. But when I became an adult, I tend to overindulge. I went and bought a gang of them, right? Today, they changed. It's hard to find, and they're much smaller now. It's not because I'm bigger now, but I knew the size. They're much smaller than they used to. It's not the same. And somebody like me, I'm willing to pay extra money to get my hands on something that is rare when I have finally found it. Same concept of supply and demand in the DeFi space, in the crypto space. When you have a much larger demand than you have supply, the value has no choice but to go up. Type in the chat box, how many Bitcoin are there ever in existence? Someone type it in the chat box. There are more than 71 million millionaires and billionaires in the world today. The price of Bitcoin at $64,000 a coin, every single one of them can afford without even blinking an eye. But are there 71 million Bitcoins so every millionaire can own at least one whole Bitcoin? No. So when you hear me say If you own just a quarter of a Bitcoin right now and hold on to that, you will be in the top 1% of all asset holders in the world, because the day will come when those 71 million millionaires and billionaires will want to own one whole Bitcoin, and they can't have it. And there's one thing that a millionaire and a billionaire does not like to hear, and that's the word no, that they can't have something when they can afford it. It's like, what do you mean no? If I want it, I get it. See, one thing, and I'll talk about this when I do the River of Money talk about wealthy people. Wealthy people don't think of the cost of anything. They don't think of money. They think of lifestyle. If I want it, I just go get it. I don't care what the price is. But when that individual says, "Oh, a Bitcoin stuff? Okay, I want one. Go buy me one." You can't have one. What? What do you mean I can't have one? Do you know who I am? Now, how many times have you seen this when these wealthy people always play that card? Whenever they do something stupid or they're getting kicked out of something, you always tell them, "Do you know who I am?" I don't care who you are. I've even seen my father do that. He walks around this city like he's the king of the city. And just last year, in the 4th of July, he was the grand marshal of our city, and my son was sitting up there on the truck with him, like and my youngest son was like with his papa, acting like they were running the city, and he was just loving it. All his high school friends, and that's Donovan up there, Donovan, and he's just sitting there like, mm-hmm. My dad plays that card sometimes. Do you know who I am? What do you mean no? What? Another person has it? I have more money than them. I'm willing to pay more money for it. Dude, the value will skyrocket. What I'm waiting to see, I have a prediction. When that moment happens, it's like there's going to be a switch, an aha moment in these millionaires and billionaires, where when that switch happens, Bitcoin will be a must to be in their portfolio. It's not that way yet. I think that will happen within the next 5 years or less. And then you're going to see Bitcoin be at a $500,000, $1 million plus a coin rate. Right now it's $64,000. 4 years ago, it was at 9,000. A few years before that, it was at 3,000. 2000 and beginning of 2017, it was barely worth $1,000 a coin. And we all can get a part of it right now. The Bitcoin halving also serves as a test for the resilience and adaptability of decentralized financial protocols. As the cryptocurrency market experiences changes in supply and demand dynamics, DeFi platforms must innovate to accommodate these changes. As the supply and demand dynamics of the crypto market fluctuate, DeFi platforms innovate and iterate to adapt to changing market conditions. Bitcoin journalist and adoption advocate Joe Hall said, "A project is either decentralized or it's not." Where have you heard that recently? Lynette, the creator of Get Fit Mining. She's been preaching this. You're either decentralized or you're not. If you have some form of control, you can't call it decentralized. Joe Hall said Bitcoin obviously is decentralized, while most, if not all, projects claiming to incorporate DeFi are far from it. This is the struggle that Ripple Labs has been having. Is Ripple truly decentralized when they have the ability to release the way their tokenomics is set up with the Ripple coins? They're trying to be acting like they're separate, but the SEC is challenging them on that. So Bitcoin's obviously decentralized. Most of the others are not. I hope Bitcoin's stance on anti-fragility and predictability will show what DeFi projects really are. attracting outside attention. With each halving, Bitcoin steps into the mainstream spotlight, if only for a moment, with major media outlets covering the event. This moment can not only create interest for new investors, but also for regulators and developers, which could lead to anything from a push for stricter regulations on the DeFi space, but it can also inspire innovation as developers work to create DeFi solutions that comply with evolving legal frameworks. I just had a thought about my grandfather, my dad's father. He was a techie. He built computers, and when he was in the military, he was one of the leading officers of the what do they call that? They established a communication net from San Diego all the way up to Oregon and Portland and Seattle on the West Coast because of any type of invasion after what happened with Pearl Harbor. And my grandpa on his house, he had this huge antenna that could be seen anywhere in the city that he had the license for, and it would blink at the top because of the make sure the Compton Airport was nearby and the airplanes, couldn't run into it or anything like that. But he was one of those center database centers, ham radio operators. He had, I remember in his back shack, a whole room set up with all of this equipment. They were like, boy, don't touch none of that stuff. But I looked, and yes, I touched. I as fast as my little fingers could go. But he built me, he didn't have a lot of money. So he had all the parts for, it was ColecoVision. And he built it and put it together. He built my father his first railroad track and race car set. He built it and did all the electronics and everything on it. I wish he were alive today to see what this new technology, even the internet, because he passed away in 96. So that's right when the internet was starting to get along. But I would love to see what he'd have to say about what this blockchain technology and stuff is doing and where this is leading. Now, Hall said the predictability of the event, something that could work for the crypto industry, which is known to typically puzzle regulators. Uncertainty has been a standout theme for the 21st century in both finance and politics, and Bitcoin's predictability enhances its appeal. The sentiment was echoed by John Denny, the founder of the education project Me Premier Bitcoin. The halving is one of the most visible examples of Bitcoin's predictability and decentralization. We all know it will happen, and no single entity or group has any more power to change it than anyone else. Let's look at the centralized system right now. We're all wondering, will the feds raise the interest rate? Will inflation continue to be higher than 4 or 5% a year, or will it at least drop to 2%? We don't know, because the government can do anything at any time and change their mind. We rely on one man to say, I'm going to raise it 0.5%. I'm going to raise it 1%. I'm going to cut it by 0.25%. And everybody's sitting back waiting. What's that going to be? Bitcoin, on the other hand, is predictable. We know exactly when the rate of supply of Bitcoin is going to be cut in half, which means we can prepare for it. The Bitcoin halving is not a magic bullet for the success of the crypto or the DeFi ecosystem as a whole. However, it does serve as a significant event that can play a role in shaping the future of this rapidly evolving space. In conclusion, each halving event brings Bitcoin into the mainstream spotlight, attracting the interest of new investors, regulators, and developers. This interest could lead to stricter regulations on the DeFi space or inspire innovation as developers work to create DeFi solutions that comply with evolving legal frameworks. The Bitcoin halving is not a guaranteed success formula for the crypto or the DeFi ecosystem. However, it is a significant event that can shape the future of this rapidly evolving space. As a disclaimer, this information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instrument. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our lesson for this week. I hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. And we will be doing this 5-day challenge again next month. So if this made sense to you or you found any value of this, then it might be definitely, you can bless others by telling, you guys need to know what this stuff is. Come to the next 5-day challenge so that you can learn. You should even have your children listening in. Miss Casa, you tell little King Keon that I'm disappointed that he is not here, that he's listening. That's not the act of a king. The king needs to lead by example, and a king can't lead by example if they're not getting the knowledge and the education. Education is the most powerful form. How smart you are is the most attractive thing on the planet. Now, he's not, he's too young for the girls yet, but I'm just letting him know. This is what's going to attract him. So I need to see his face next month. So King Keon, you have a whole 30 days. Listen to your parents, listen to your dad, listen to your mom. And I expect to see you here with your shirt, because I know we got you a shirt. And I expect to see you here in 30 days. I love you, little man. All right, everybody. We're going to now turn it on over to Ms. Casa to handle the Q&A. Those of you on the Facebook group, you're allowed to stay around. You can't ask questions, but you can listen to the questions that are VIP members. And before we get into Q&A, let me tell you what's going to happen next. We will be doing a recap call on Monday night. The question is going to be, now that you've got this information, how do you make money in crypto? How can I learn or earn while I learn? So Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, same time as this, right here on Zoom, we're going to have a recap call that everybody's invited, and I will be streaming it everywhere as well. And the next is, how can you continue your crypto education? Well, we invite you to be a part of our ILCA community. We have a Facebook group. We have Telegram groups. We do crypto talks Monday through Thursday, every at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, where we continue our education every morning based on the news of the day, because this is an always evolving space. And people say, well, Brandon, how do I find out about new tokens and new projects and what's going on? Crypto Talk. I do it live in front of all of you guys, and this is ongoing. We also invite you, and that is paid community. It costs $49 a month. Ms. Casa talked about at the beginning. There are other crypto education projects out there, and they charge $1,000 a month, and they only go broadcast once a week, 4 times a month, and people are paying $1,000 for that. $49 a month, and you're getting me every day of the week, basically. Then we have our Diamond class for $99 a month. You're not only getting Inner Circle, you're not only getting VIP access of our 5-day challenge, but you also get 150 video recordings of 10 courses. Bitcoin 101, Advanced Crypto, How to Trade Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies, Internet of Things, Decentralized Finance. Oh wow, now my mind's going blank. NFTs, Metaverse. Oh wow, hold on. I used to be able to run this off of the top of my head. Is that a sign I'm getting older? I know I turned 48 this year. Here's my courses. There we go. So Bitcoin 101, Advanced Crypto, how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, Internet of Things, NFTs, Metaverse, decentralized finance. Let's see here, artificial intelligence, tokenization, and Web 3.0. 150 videos. I still have 3 more that I've already outlined. I just haven't recorded, that I haven't released yet. That's coming in the future. I've got some big announcements when it comes to ILCA. So that'll be coming in the future. Like that, Kenny, your brain is full. That's like Al Bundy or Kelly Bundy. She's got to forget some information so new information can come on in. I remember that episode. But we invite you to be a part of our community. And not only will you have access to those videos, recordings, some people don't like just watching videos. Like all the lessons you saw this week is actually one of our courses. But people like for me to do it live, because when I do it live, I expand on things. And so like we did today, that lesson we did tonight, that's a 10-minute video. We just spent 40 minutes on it. So we do 2 live classes a week, every Tuesday night and Wednesday night, where I take one of those courses. We do it live, and our members are able to ask questions afterwards. You can't ask YouTube questions on a video, and those videos are already outdated. So that is it for tonight. We invite you. Miss Casa will type in the chat box for you guys how to register. She already did it on Facebook. How to register and be either our inner circle or our diamond membership to continue your education. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Miss Casa, for our Q&A.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfect. There is only 3 things that we ask of you. The first one is, please do not unmute yourself until you've been called upon. The second one is, we ask only 2 questions unless we have time for more. And the third one is, there are no silly questions. So whatever is on your mind, please raise your hand and I will call upon you. Okay, I guess you did a great job.
I don't know. It looks like Patty wants to say
I
something.
saw you, Miss Patty. The floor is all yours, baby.
This new layout, I'm like all over trying to figure out where to touch. Marnita, this is to you, my dear. This is to you.
Oh, Patty, unmute yourself again. I hit the wrong button. That's my bad.
I was just gonna say I was hailing to the queen, Marnita. But Marnita, you ignited a part of my heart, because it really, your passion, and I know that Brandon has a similar passion as well, but I was able to visualize what you saw and what your mission and your purpose is. And I think that's remarkable. And, you know, $1,000 a month. I mean, do they even get to talk to the guy that they pay $1,000 a month to? Well,
Nope.
I'm gonna need to go after some of those people. Yeah. So maybe Marnita just dropped me a link of who that person is. I guess I could search it, but that's ridiculous. And not even teaching them how to make money, probably not even teaching them how to trade or anything.
No. He has some valuable stuff, but it's more advanced. But no, he doesn't do what we do.
Yeah. So another thing I took a picture of, which is a statement, I don't know where my phone is, but when you talked about the fact about Bitcoin and the blockchain being able to democratize and really, it really allows everyone to have equal access to a financial institution, where a lot of individuals across the globe do not, even within our own country, don't have access to any type of financial savings or banks or anything like that. They go to check cashing stores or things like that. So that was really, and I know I've heard it before, but it just really resonated today as what Bitcoin can truly do. And I hope that that's how it was also designed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
that was the intent of Nakamoto. That's my hope.
You're correct.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. Well, let's keep carrying the torch. So thank you for a great week. Marnita, again, that was absolutely, absolutely incredible. You are better and better every day, and you don't even realize that. So you have created a whole new lane, Marnita. So thank you for paving a way for us to put our little motors on. Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Mr. Ivy. Thank you, Miss Patty.
All right. Well, again, thank you guys for another great month. We will be back. The countdown clock starts again for
Yes.
our 5-day challenge. So the next one will be May 27th. Oh, wait a minute. That's Memorial Day. That's okay. Everybody will be home. May 27th, that Monday, that week, will be the next 5-day challenge. Let me really think about that. Because I know what I'm gonna have them barbecue, whatever, swimming. But we're talking about by 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. my time. That's okay. Memorial Day, the May 27th, because I don't want to do it the week earlier. That's the 20th. The 20th to the 24th. We still have a
Okay.
whole nother week left in the month. So yeah, May 27th will be the week of the next 5-day challenge. Memorial Day, we'll kick it off and invite other guests with you guys. So with that, I will be doing a public crypto talk tomorrow. We'll be streaming it on Facebook at 12 p.m. Eastern. No, I'm sorry. Saturday, I do it at, and I'll still do it at 12 p.m. Eastern. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. And Marnita, remind me, do I do it at 12 or 11 a.m. Saturday? 11 a.m.?
On Saturdays, you do it at 11 a.m. and then Monday through Thursday is at 12 p.m.
Okay. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific will be our early morning crypto talk, and that will be streamed live for everybody. And I'll see you in. And if for those of you who want to know what our inner circle is like before you pay for it, then see us do it tomorrow live in front of everybody at no cost. So take care, everybody. Enjoy. Thank you, Miss Casa, for sharing tonight. King Keon, I better see your little butt next month. In the next 30 days, you guys will notice I have my son on every Inner Circle Crypto Talk. And my youngest will be turning 17 this year, will be a senior next year. You're going to start seeing a lot of him, and he's not, whether he likes it or not, he's going to be listening to all of this stuff, and they'll be traveling with me when we start doing travels too, both my sons. So teach your children this information. This is the world they're growing into, and they're going to be the ones inheriting your crypto fortune. They got to know what to do with it. All right, everybody, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.